Our top story, though, today, the shooting deaths of 2 people at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas. Another person who was hit is now fighting to stay alive. All the victims were ICE detainees. Authorities say the gunman opened fire from the rooftop of an office across the street from that ICE facility. Police responded to the scene this morning before learning the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They say the facility was targeted. FBI Director Kash Patel posted this on X, saying in part, while the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence shows an ideological motive behind this attack. One of the unspent shell casings recovered was engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz spoke at the scene this morning.
This needs to stop. Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong. This is the 3rd shooting in Texas directed at ICE or CBP. This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
And for more, CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca joins us now near the scene there in Dallas. Omar, what more have you learned today?
Well, Nancy, we're learning that we can get closer to the scene so we can kind of put our own eyes on it. They're slowly kind of shrinking that perimeter where they've been keeping us back. Now, keep in mind, this is an ICE facility that it's not a traditional sense. When people think of ICE facilities, they think of big detention centers. This is not one of them. This is a small processing facility where people will come by. Usually if federal agents get people from the county jail or if there were recent ICE activities and detainments, this is where they'll bring them before they move them to other areas. So this is not a place that's, it's in a kind of an industrial area right by the side of I-35, which is a busy time. Now, busy highway. Now, at 6:40 is when some of the calls came in. So at 6:40 a.m., you've got your morning commute going on, and it's still kind of dark to kind of paint the picture of what it looked like around here when the calls came in of shots fired. Now, we did see officers looking at the top of some buildings because they're saying it was basically a sniper on an elevated area shooting down into the area. And we saw them kind of with some police activity looking at the tops of buildings. And I actually called an attorney's office, an immigration attorney's office that's right nearby. They weren't able to get in, but it's one of those places that they say, you know, you can see the ICE facility that is nearby. Interesting note, in that press conference where you saw Senator Cruz, there was also FBI officials and ICE officials, we were trying to ask them, since we had learned that some of the people who were hit, the 3 people who were hit, 2 dead, were detainees, what kind of protections are going to be added, not only for the ICE officials who were working, but the safety of the detainees? And that's a question they did not want to answer.
On top of all this, Omar, I know that you had mentioned that the victims were ICE detainees. Do we know anything else about the victims so far? I know it's still very early in the investigation at this point.
Not much, but I talked to another immigration attorney who was telling me that that facility, not only are there detainees who were brought in there, but there are also people who are going through the immigration system as well who will go there to have their, they call them like ICE check-ins. So these are people who are legally out, they have their cases pending in the immigration system, but they'll show up to that facility to do their regularly scheduled check-ins, and sometimes they are early in the morning. So we're trying to find out what those people were doing there. We understand they were detainees, which means they are in ICE custody. That's when it comes to the victims. We are hearing rumors that there's some police activity north of here. We don't want to get into detail, but we do know that we do have some of our local crews, CBS News Texas, are on the ground there. Hopefully we'll learn more what that's about. And DHS officials say that they will release more information when they get it. We're trying to work their sources, see what else we can find out.
We'll check in with you then. Omar Villafranca, thank you very much.